All right, everybody. Seems like Obama's crazy pastor's back in the news. You remember the one from 4 years ago, the one that said all those hateful things about America and preached all that hate in the church while Obama and his family were sitting there at different times? Well, there's a new book out called The Amateur. It's a tell-all book about Obama and some of the stuff that went on during the '08 campaign 4 years ago when he ran. Now, the interesting thing is this book was written by his fellow liberals at the New York Times and the New York Magazine. So he can't say it's a smear job by the right conservatives out to get him or any of that nonsense, because it was written by his fellow liberals. And they say factually that Obama, through a close friend, offered this Reverend Wright, and they say they can back this up, $150,000 if he would not preach until the election was over. Not a bad payday, huh? That's on top of the $20,000 over the course of a couple years that Obama donated to the church while he was in attendance. Wright then claims that he met with Obama at a different church in the rectory, and at that meeting, Obama asked him not to speak out until the election was over. And he then went on to give Wright, believe it or not, a lecture about telling the truth from Obama. This is good. Now, in case you forgot who this character is and how close he was to Obama, we're going to give you a little demonstration here in a few minutes. You're going to see some clips. And they're the sermons from Reverend Wright, from his church, over the years while Obama attended. And some of these clips aren't very good quality because they're older and the video isn't that good back then. But pay attention to the first part, because Obama himself explains that he got the idea from one of his books from this Reverend Wright character, or part of the ideas and some of the wording from Reverend Wright. And you're going to see that in a minute in a clip that he explains this in his own words. So it's not us telling you this, it's his own words of his relationship with the Reverend Wright.
I noticed that a couple of people were holding up a book called The Audacity of Hope, which I recently wrote, and I'm not plugging the book, but the title of it, The Audacity of Hope, some people have noticed that I actually used that line in the speech that I gave in the 2004 Democratic Convention. But I tell you what, I'm confessing to all of you here today. There's a big crowd, 2,000 people. I'm confessing in front of the TV cameras, I actually stole this line from my pastor, Dr. Jeremiah A. Wright Jr., who's you know Jeremiah? He was the pastor of Trinity United Church of Christ on the south side of Chicago. And decided, I better start going to church.
We have supported state terrorism against the Palestinians and black South Africans, and now we are indignant because the stuff we have done overseas is now brought right back into our own front yards. America's chickens are coming home to roost. Gives them the drugs, builds bigger prisons, passes a 3-strike law, and then wants us to sing God Bless America? No, no, no. Not God Bless America. God damn America. That's in the Bible for killing innocent people. God damn America for treating us citizens as less than human. God damn America as long as she tries to act like she is God and she is supreme. The government lied about Pearl Harbor. They knew the Japanese were going to attack. Governments lied. We've got a paranoid group of patriots in power that now, in the interests of homeland security, the government lied about the Tuskegee experiment. They purposely infected African American men with syphilis. Fighting for peace is like raping for virginity. What's going on in white America, U.S. of KKKA? Black men turning on black men. That is fighting the wrong enemy. You both are the primary targets in an oppressive society that sees both of you as a dangerous threat. We cannot see how what we are doing is the same thing Al-Qaeda is doing under a different color flag. And guess what else? If they don't find them some weapons of mass destruction, they're going to do just like the LAPD and plant them some weapons of mass destruction. God damn America that's in the Bible for killing innocent people. God damn America for treating us citizens as less than human. God damn America. For 20 years causes some white people and some Uncle Tom some problems. Oh, I am so glad that I got a God who knows what it is to be a poor black man in a country and a culture that is controlled by and run by rich white people. We have got to change the way we have been doing things as an arrogant, racist military superpower. We believe God sanctioned the rape and robbery of an entire continent. We believe God ordained African slavery. We believe God makes Europeans superior to Africans and superior to everybody else. Yes, 9/11/01 happened to us, and so did slavery happen to us. Yes, the World Trade Center happened to us, and so did white supremacy happen to us. Yes, the Pentagon happened to us, and so did the Tuskegee experiment happen to us. Yes, Shanklin, Pennsylvania happened to us, and so did the Sharpsville massacre happen to us. A government-sponsored religiosity makes you suffer from amnesia. I am sick of Negroes who just do not get it. Hillary was not a black boy raised in a single-parent home. Barack was. Barack knows what it means to be a black man living in a country and a culture that is controlled by rich white people. We cannot see how what we are doing is the same thing